struggling to get this started earlier. I think we are live now, so let me check. Still seems like I'm not live here. Oh, we are live. Let me see. Oh, we are live. Good. So now it's live. All right. Let me get my webcam set up and we can get started right away. I think everybody can see me. I think the webcam is in a great place right now, so we can get started right here and now just to make sure if everything is working. I got my sound working. Screen is capturing. I think we're all good here. All right. So, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. KT here, back at it with another video. Today, we're doing the Bears. The Bears are coming up on their Week 12 matchup against the Minnesota Vikings on Sunday at home. This matchup provides a considerable challenge. The Minnesota Vikings games are always pretty good. They're always really competitive. So, as always, in these streams, I'm going to go through some film, and I'm also going to give my 3 keys of the game that I think the Bears should do to be able to win this game. So, before we start the actual stream and get into all the film and all the nitty-gritty stuff, I'd like to let you guys know that I am doing a $100 Amazon gift card giveaway. If you look at the screen right here, if you go to my channel, you will find a video with this title. Make sure you guys go to this video right here and follow the instructions in the pinned comment down below so you guys will be eligible. I will be announcing winners on December the 2nd, so make sure you guys are ready. Make sure you guys hit that notification bell and everything else. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel as I am on my way to 1,000 subscribers. So make sure you guys hit that big red sub button. As previously mentioned, hit that notification bell and that like button. Make sure you guys leave your comment in this stream or chat, whatever you guys want to leave. And yeah. So we're going to get started right away. Make sure you guys get to that giveaway video so you'll be eligible. But as previously mentioned, we're back into the football thing. We got the 8-2 Minnesota Vikings on Sunday at home. The Bears are coming off the heartbreaking loss to another division rival in the Green Bay Packers. This game provides a considerable challenge for the Chicago Bears. It always is a fun, entertaining game when they play the Minnesota Vikings. It's going to be difficult, man. It really is going to be difficult. We're going to get through some stats here. Sam Darnold, this is a matchup between 2 former USC quarterbacks. Sam Darnold was drafted number 3 overall in the 2018 draft. Of course, we have Caleb Williams, number 1 overall draft pick, playing for us, who also is from USC, so that's always a little fun matchup. Some stats for the day. Sam Darnold leading the team in passing, obviously 67% completion percentage, over 2,000 yards passing, 19 touchdowns to 10 interceptions. Aaron Jones, the leading rusher, 157 attempts, 692 yards on the ground, and 2 touchdowns. And of course, the always wonderful and always an all-pro every single year, Justin Jefferson leads their team in receiving yards with almost 1,000 on the year and with 5 touchdowns on the year. Also, they have Jordan Addison, who's who's not too far behind as far as touchdowns, but definitely behind as far as yards. The Vikings have been pretty good this year. It's been a resurgent year for Sam Darnold, although he has kind of been struggling these past few. I would say he kind of has been struggling these past few games. As for the Bears, same story as always. Caleb Williams, leading passer as always. 61% of his passes have been completed this year. 2,000 yards on the year. 9 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Not much has changed in that category. DeAndre Swift has been a real surprise for the Chicago Bears this year. 155 attempts from 635 yards for 5 touchdowns. Actually catching up to Aaron Jones. Actually outproducing him a little bit. A surprise in the receiving category, Rome Odunze, 34 receptions, 479 yards on the year. And then you have 1 touchdown for Rome Odunze with DJ Moore quickly behind, not too far behind, 47 receptions, 460 receiving yards, and 3 touchdowns. Let's let's get to the injury report real quick. We are going to be missing a few guys. A few guys missed practice today. Ki-Jana, he has the calf injury. We probably won't see him anymore. Ryan Bates suffered a concussion last week, or in last week's game. I have nothing to say about that per se. Ryan Bates was a disappointing signing from the get-go. They did a lot to get this guy, and he really doesn't play a lot to be worth what we traded for him. Elijah Hicks, backup safety, has an ankle, which is probably the reason they signed Adrian Colbert on the year. DeAndre Swift, which is a new name to this list, he's dealing with a groin injury. He did not practice today. That's a big loss, in my opinion. He's been a stunning surprise for the Chicago Bears. He's sometimes been the only source of offense, so not seeing him on that list is very, very disappointing and very, very worrying. We'll see how he progresses throughout the rest of the week. As for the offensive line, we're missing Ryan Bates, missing Ki-Jana. We did get good news, though. Tevin Jenkins is back. He's back in practice. He's practicing with an ankle injury. He was limited today in practice. So we're getting a little bit healthier. That injury report is getting a little bit shorter. I always like to see guys come back healthy and play. And, considering what just happened last week with that whole situation with Matt Pryor, it's good to see Tevin Jenkins back in the lineup. So, anyway, Minnesota Vikings. This is a game that's going to be difficult. We're going to try. Hopefully the Bears can build off that success that they had in the Green Bay Packers game. But let's get straight into the keys. My first key going into the Minnesota Vikings game would be we got to find a way. Not only does Thomas Brown have to find a way, but Caleb Williams has to find a way to navigate the different looks and the different blitzes that Brian Flores is going to bring. Brian Flores' defenses has always been really, really good. They are rated 7th in the league this year in terms of defense, and they are the 3rd best. They are the 4th best coverage unit in the NFL. They do play a lot of cover 2 zone. They play a lot of zone defense in general, but I expect that because of the way they blitz. Brian Flores is a unique challenge. Every single year we play them, and every time you play a Brian Flores defense, what you're going to get is you're going to get these different looks on defense. He's going to try to confuse your quarterback. He brings hellacious blitzes. He'll put 7 at the line. He'll put 6 at the line. He'll give you these different looks with safeties going in and out, coming forward, going up to the line of scrimmage. He'll put basically everybody at the line of scrimmage if he has to. And that provides a considerable challenge going into this week. As last week we saw a really, really good performance from Caleb Williams as far as getting the ball out quickly and reading the defense and taking what the defense gives him. I want to see him kind of improve on that a little bit more going into this Minnesota Vikings game, because this is a challenge. He likes to throw everything at rookie quarterbacks and young quarterbacks. And if Caleb Williams and Thomas Brown aren't ready to counteract that with their own adjustments, they're going to get beat up all game. We know our offensive line is acceptable to different types of blitzes, especially stunt blitzes, or where teams just load up 5 or 6 on the line and they show a full, cover 0 blitz package. We know our offensive line can get easily confused. So we're going to have to, Thomas Brown and Caleb Williams is going to have to devise a plan to get the ball out of his hands quickly and get it to your weapons efficiently to keep yourself on the field and get scoring drives on the day. And right here, this is a prime example of what Brian Flores likes to bring. You can see he has basically everybody at the line of scrimmage here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he has 6 guys at the line of scrimmage, 1 safety, the 2 corners, they look like they're playing. So this basically looks like a man coverage look. And I think this play ends in a sack as well. But you just see the chaos it just caused on the offensive line for the Tennessee Titans. They did win that game. So you just see the chaos that it causes. And 2 of these guys right here, they drop. One of these guys drops back, but you can see, I think this is the center right here. The center right here, he has no idea how to attack this as he gets confused. And it's just that wrinkle that I like about Brian Flores as a coach, is he'll show wrinkles in the defense and that can really confuse offensive coordinators and confuse your offensive line, as the center right here just gets completely beat. Nobody picks up this guy coming right through. The back is too focused about these guys over here, and it's just immediate pressure on Will Levis. Couple that with that, it's a man look and everybody is covered, so there's really no out to go with the ball, and Will Levis just goes down. And those are the type of things that Brian Flores will do to young quarterbacks, specifically Caleb Williams. If you throw blitzes at him and they're very confusing, he more than likely than not he's going to get sacked. I want to see what the Minnesota Vikings are looking like in terms of sacks. They have 35 sacks on the year compared to our 25. I know half of those are from blitzes, but they also have been generating a pretty good pass rush as well. Correct me if I'm wrong, I think they did draft Dallas Turner this year. They're one of the best defenses in the NFL. They have 16 interceptions on the year as well. So this is a defense that can get down with the get down, and we're not prepared to deal with that, especially the chaos that this is going to cause. We're going to get beat down pretty easily. So I'd like to see a lot of just easy stuff for Caleb Williams. Let me see if I can find some examples here. This is like a short pass right here that I can use. Glad I found this site too. So much better than having that gray overlay over the footage. And it's just stuff like this. You get it easy, Packers are showing basically a zone. And it's just something simple. You get Cole Kmet out to the flat right there. It's a gun look. 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 1 running back. Rome Odunze goes in motion. It's just like a quick little flat route right out here to get the ball out of his hands really, really quickly so that pressure doesn't get there. And this is what the Bears were doing to the Packers all game last week. And that's how they were able to move the ball. And, it was a breath of fresh air seeing that being called, after almost every game this season. We had the slow developing plays, and we had Caleb sitting in the pocket, and we had him taking sacks and holding on to the ball too long when guys were getting open. It feels like Thomas Brown has simplified the offense a little bit more. Hey, let's get some easy, quick completions, and it doesn't even have to be screen passes per se, because I don't think he called a lot of screens in this game. I think he called maybe 1 or 2 screens in this game. It was just simple passes to the flats, maybe over the middle a little bit more, getting guys on slant routes, quick out routes, flat routes, stuff like that to counteract the good pass rush of the Green Bay Packers. And we're going to have to do the same thing this week with the Minnesota Vikings. I also say I'd like to see Caleb continue to use his legs, as right here, this is also in the first quarter, I think. Same thing, same look. 4 guys on the line of scrimmage. You got, I think you have 3 wide receivers. You have Cole Kmet sitting right here, so 1 tight end. And then you have the back that goes in motion, which creates a matchup issue right here with Clay Walker. This is, I think this is zone coverage. So what you're going to get here is you're going to get Caleb sitting in the pocket. I'm not an expert at breaking down all 22s. Maybe, Rome Odunze is open right here because he does flash open. He stops on a dime. But it's just the know-it-all. Now that Caleb Williams is starting to use his legs, he can pick up those first downs. He's deceptively fast. So if he can find lanes like he did right here and just escape out those lanes and then use his speed to pick up first downs and extend drives, that's always a great thing for a young quarterback going against a defense that likes to blitz, that likes to get to the quarterback. So I think if we're going to have success in this game, we're going to have to continue to get the ball out of Caleb's hands quick. Our offensive line is going to have to be able to communicate with one another and say, hey, when they put 6 at the line or when they put 7 at the line, hey, you take number 69, you got this guy. Number 65, you got this guy. We're going to double this guy and stuff like that to pick up this blitz. DeAndre, go block this guy if he starts leaking through to the quarterback. And also, Thomas Brown just has to continue building off what he's been doing. What he did in the Packers game is to get the ball out of his hands quick, not make it too difficult. I'd like to see a little bit more play action going into this game, as if you do allow Caleb to sit back there in the pocket against a Brian Flores defense, he will tee off on you. It's almost inevitable that Brian Flores is going to get sacks and he's going to make life difficult for whatever offense he's facing. That's just the nature of the game. He's just a really, really good defensive coordinator. But it's stuff like this that's just get the ball to DJ Moore on a quick little curl route or hitch route. Just something to stop on a dime. It's a man look. pushes him off him. Boom, ball's right there, out. It sets up a third and short, I think. So it's stuff like that I like to see going into this game. As Brian Flores is always a consistent challenge when we play this team. And I just feel like in the past weeks before Thomas Brown became the offensive coordinator, we haven't had that much quick action. And once you start to do that against Green Bay, a really, really good defense in Green Bay that likes to get to the quarterback, you get results, and you get the ball out of his hands, and you start getting confidence in the young man. You start building offense, and you start getting scoring drives, and you start picking up consistent first down. So, get the ball out of his hands quickly. Caleb needs to learn how to read the blitz, and you're also going to have to use the legs a little bit more. Offensive line is going to have to communicate. Good communication, good offense. That should give us a pretty good chance to win this game coming up on Sunday. I would also say that, last week against the Green Bay Packers, we did have a couple chances to get interceptions on Jordan Love that we did not cash in on. So I would like to see the Bears cash in on that type of stuff and not have so many mental mistakes in coverage and on the defensive end in general. I felt like our defense took a step back in that game. We know we had a pretty bad run defense going into the year, and having Aaron Jones doesn't make it much better. Aaron Jones is a natural killer of the Bears, and their offense isn't that bad. They're ranked 17th in the NFL. They average 6 yards per play. They do run the ball particularly well with Aaron Jones. They also pass the ball particularly well. And they also protect their quarterback really, really well as well. So we got to find a way to, capitalize on the opportunities that we have on defense. I can't remember, which one it was. And if I filter here, let me see. There was a play where Elijah Hicks fell down. That would have been a perfect play to get an interception. Let me see. We got a completion. So, let me see. It was a pass to Christian Watson. It was deep down the field. Right here. I think it's right here. So, it's just stuff like this that, that really cost us in last game. That I think the Bears really, really regret not making a play on the ball. And it really cost us because when you play teams like Green Bay or Detroit or Minnesota, turnovers is always a good thing. We did get one, but there were opportunities for multiple turnovers in this game. And this was one of them, man. This was one of them. So you're going to get a man in motion. I think that's Jaden Reed. We do get pressure on the quarterback. Oh, no, this is a different one. This is a different one. I will go to that one as well because that one was really, really critical in that point of the game. Where is it? It was a big pass to Christian Watson. Let me see. This is not the usual all 22 I use, so forgive me if I'm kind of fumbling around a little bit. It was a great play that Jordan Love made. Is it this one? I don't think it was this one. There's that too, but it was a deep pass down the field, if I can find it. When did that deep pass happen? It was one where Jordan Love completely rolled out the pocket, threw across his body, and Elijah Hicks fell down. I think it's this right here. It's for 48 yards. And this is a play that has to be made when you're playing teams like this. Let's see if I can get a different angle on this real quick. It's not the best end zone angle, I would say. Come on now. So this will have to do. This angle will have to do. This is a 48-yard pass play. And this just cannot happen. So you're going to get a play. This is a play action pass, I think, that happened last week. Romeo Doubs goes in motion. You see Christian Watson to the bottom of your screen. He's going to run it like a little streak route. This is not it. Why does it keep switching my play? There were actually a lot of them in this game that really cost the Bears big time. Same thing, Romeo Doubs in motion. You see Christian Watson's going to go all the way down the field. Elijah Hicks reads this well. You see him up here. This is a man look. And they let Christian Watson, Elijah Hicks just loses his balance. He lets his guy get in front of him and is able to track the ball. And for some odd reason, Elijah Hicks just completely loses his balance here. And mind you, we do get pressure on this play big time. But it's just these types of plays where, with the year Sam Darnold is having and the year the Minnesota Vikings are having, the Minnesota Vikings were seen as a team that was going to be one of the worst in the division. And with the play of Sam Darnold, I feel like he can do similar stuff to this if given the opportunity. But those are plays that have to be made, man. Like, you get a man coverage look. Kyler Gordon kind of follows his man well. You get a little push off there by Watson, but he recovers. That's a throw in a double coverage. That is not a good throw. But because Elijah Hicks doesn't know where the ball is, he's not tracking the ball. So when he finally turns around and looks at the ball, he's falling down because he overshot it. That's a big completion. That's a huge completion. That puts the Green Bay Packers in the red zone. And it's just stuff like that continue to happen throughout this game because the same thing happened in the fourth quarter as well. The same thing happened. This time it's a gun look. Let me see if I can change the view on this. Same thing happened. Christian Watson. You got your man Jalen Johnson. It's man coverage. It's a gun look. You see Christian Watson's going to run all the way across the field. It's a crossing route. Jalen Johnson is hand fighting. He gets beat off the line. And he really could have recovered on that play, but he falls down. That's your $30 million corner falling down to Christian Watson. And Christian Watson catches it. He gets up and is off to the races. And again, Elijah Hicks missing a tackle. But these are just plays that just suck to watch because they can make a play on the ball if they just play it right. I feel like our corners don't get their heads around quick enough, and it costs you, man. It does. And going into this game against the Minnesota Vikings, while they're not as explosive as Green Bay, if you continue to give them opportunities, to get the ball in the red zone, you're not making plays on the ball, you're not tackling, you're not tracking the ball, you're not getting pressure on the quarterback. Minnesota is going to take advantage of that, and couple that with the fact that they have Aaron Jones. We can't seem to stop the run to save our lives. Josh Jacobs absolutely obliterated us, and it's going to be a long game if we're unable to make plays like that. I'd rather have Aaron Jones. I'd rather shut down Aaron Jones and make Sam Darnold beat us because, Sam Darnold, yeah, he is having a resurgent year, but he isn't playing all that well recently. So I would like to see the Bears kind of sure up on those things, as I feel like they took a big step back in this game as far as making plays on the ball. We did have one interception, and I'll show that next. Ron Winarski, yes, it is rough being a Bears fan. It's really rough, and it was just stuff like this, plays like that. Go to the next angle. It's just plays like that where you have an opportunity to make a play on the ball. This is your best corner. You should be able to play a press man coverage. First of all, he engaged with the receiver before the receiver even got off the line. So he engaged really early. I don't know if that's just how he presses or if they teach it that way. I'm not sure. I'm not a football maestro. I don't know all the mechanics of it. But typically, Christian Watson wasn't even moving. So he just pushes him, and he doesn't really kind of jam him at the line. He kind of just pushes him. You see right there, he just kind of pushes him right there. That gives Christian Watson a chance to stop, reaccelerate, and get past him. And it wasn't even like a quick move. Jordan Love sees that. Let's say Jalen Johnson jams that guy at the line. You see Gervon Dexter here, number 99. He beats his man. But this is good, and mind you, it's good anticipation by Jordan Love. He thinks that Watson is going to come open right here, and he made the right decision. Usually, if Jalen's on that play and he's focused and he doesn't get beat like that, and he doesn't fall down, maybe he can undercut this route right here and pick that ball off. Because he falls down, it gives Christian Watson wide open. It makes it look like it's a good throw. And Christian Watson is off to the races, and Packers are at your 25-yard line. I'm sorry, at your 15-yard line, and they end up taking the lead on this play. So we got to make Sam Darnold beat us, man. We really do. Let me see if I can find one for Darnold here. Let's see. And Sam Darnold, even with him being resurgent, he's still going to be Sam Darnold at times. Let's see. Who had an interception this game? Did he throw one this game? Let me see. He did not. Will Levis threw one, of course. So he played pretty well, Sam Darnold. He did have a fumble in this game. But, I would rather have Aaron Jones. I'd rather make Sam Darnold beat me than have Aaron Jones run all over me. Or have, Justin Jefferson get open every single play. If you can make Sam Darnold beat you with his arm and, make him go out and win a game, mind you, the Tennessee Titans were winning this game at one point. They still had to come back in this game. And I just feel like Minnesota has been kind of slumping as far as the offensive side of the ball because teams have started to adjust. They've started to know what Darnold doesn't do well, and they've started to adjust to that, and you're seeing it. And I'd rather have him beat me with his arm than have anybody else on that Minnesota Vikings team beat me. I'd like to see the Bears take advantage of plays where they have a chance to make a play on the ball. As you can see here, there was only one interception in this game, and it came at a crucial point in the game. This was in the first or second quarter. This was in the second quarter. They were at the Bears' 15-yard line. They were in the red zone. Terrell Smith makes a great play on the ball. He does get the interception. But you can kind of see the interception was caused by Jordan Love kind of overthrowing that ball. So he kind of overshot that. Love could have held that a little bit longer. And you get a Terrell Smith interception, but it's stuff like that that you can take advantage of, and that you do want to take advantage of when you get the opportunity. So you get that. It keeps the Packers out the end zone. I would like to see that this game. The Bears have always been good this year at shoring up the red zone defense. They did take a step back. So if we're able to get at least a turnover or two, especially making Sam Darnold throw interceptions, he does have 10 on the year, and we are able to force turnovers. If we're able to do that, I think we have a really, really good chance of winning this game. And I would say for my third key, it's really difficult it's really difficult planning for this. Justin Jefferson's always a problem in this game, but I feel like we have to stop the run. We have to find a way to stop this run game for the Minnesota Vikings. We cannot stop the run at all this year. I don't know what happened. I know we have guys that are hurt. We have Jaquan Brisker that's hurt. We have Andrew Billings that's hurt. And, those guys were a big part of our defense. But still, this was a top 5 unit last year in run defense, and we've completely fallen off a cliff. And you saw it in this game on Sunday. You saw it. It reared its ugly head again because Josh Jacobs was running all over us. And, he only rushed for 75 yards, but it felt like a dominant 75 yards. It felt like every rushing lane was open, and every time we needed to get a stop on third down or second or short, it just felt like they would hand the ball off to Josh Jacobs, and he would do stuff like this. He'd find the open lane, and guys wouldn't be willing to tackle, so he would get 5 or 6 yards after, 3 or 4 yards after contact, And we know we're going up against a back that has killed the Bears in the past with this very same Green Bay Packers team and Aaron Jones. And that's won the Packers games. And, again, Minnesota is very similar to Green Bay. If they're able to run the ball and they're able to run the ball efficiently, it's going to set up other things for their offense. Then they'll start taking shots deep. Then they'll start working off play action. It becomes difficult to stop any team when you can't stop the run. Let me see how many yards Jacobs had what's his name? Aaron Jones had last week. Let me see. Go to scores real quick. But I just feel like we haven't been able to stop the run efficiently since the Texans game. But it's been a consistent problem that showed up all year, is that we can't stop the run. Whether it's guys missing tackles. It's not even guys really missing tackles. It's more of guys just getting like wide open holes. There's like big holes forming in this defensive line. I think it's because the Bears didn't invest enough in the offensive line. The defensive line. They didn't get a lot of size. With Andrew Billings going, on the IR and him being out for the rest of the year, that kind of slims down this defensive line. So you're playing guys like Chris Williams, who's not that big of a D tackle. You're playing guys like Byron Cowart, who's not that big of a D tackle, and Gervon Dexter isn't all that great of a run stuffer. You can see that. I can't find this. Where's this Vikings game, man? Here we go. Let me see what he rushed for on the day. So Aaron Jones, he didn't kill the Titans, but Titans have a pretty good run defense, if I do say so myself. We couldn't run the ball against them at all, and very few teams can. But we know what Aaron Jones is able to do. He only had 39 yards on the day. He only averaged 2.6 yards per carry. Almost all their backs averaged 2.6 yards per carry. Cam Akers is back with this team, so that's all. That doesn't make it any better. Let me see if I can find some rushing yards. 10-plus rush yards. Here's one. Here's a rare Cam Akers run in this game. But it's the same concept. They like to get under the football. They like to be under center, and they like to hand that ball off to their powerful backs and create holes with that offensive line. And you see that, and I just can't help but feel like this is what's going to happen to the Bears if they're not physical at the point of attack. Again, it could come down to not having the size at the defensive line, but stopping the run is an effort thing as well. And our backers, we pay a lot of money for these linebackers. I'd like to see them like in gaps like this, because that they're going to be able to create certain gaps like this. And against this Bears defense that hasn't proven that it can stop physical runners like that, James Conner killed us. Tony Pollard killed us. What's the first guy? What's the other guy? Josh Jacobs killed us. We were able to stop Ramondre Stevenson. We were able to stop Joe Mixon. But ever since that, Kyron Williams, he killed us on the day. It was a mess with the run defense. It's been a mess. It's been inconsistent all year. Let me see if I can find one here. And it's not like he got like every single run was a big run for the Green Bay Packers, but it was stuff like this, backup running backs that are just gashing you on the ground. It's pretty much the same formation that the Vikings use. Guy goes in motion, and because that line is like so small, big hole, they push everybody off the point of attack. Down goes Gervon Dexter. Here's Jacob Martin. Here's Austin Booker getting taken out to play. Zach Pickens, who was a third-round draft pick, getting taken out to play. Or fourth-round draft pick, getting taken out to play. Here's your linebackers. He's getting ready. C.J. Edwards getting ready to get taken out to play. Tremaine Edmonds getting taken out to play. Everybody's blocked up. Kyler Gordon is nowhere to be seen. By the time Zach Pickens tries to get his hands on Wilson right here, it's already too late. He has a big hole, and really, I feel like Wilson could have had more on this play, because look at the hole right here. That's a big hole. And I don't know if Kevin Byard makes that play if he runs past this guy. He could be running all the way up here, and nobody could stop him. And then lazy tackling with the arm tackles leads a guy to get 15 yards on the ground. That puts the Packers in the red zone. And it's just stuff like that that extends drives, that extends, that gets these teams in short third downs, and it makes it harder to play defense. Here's another one by Josh Jacobs. Here's another one. Gun look this time. Fakes the handoff to Jaden Reed. Again, big hole. Zach Pickens taking out the play. DeMarcus Walker taking out the play. Gavon Dexter is coming free, but is not fast enough to catch up to Josh Jacobs here. Here's I think that is Tremaine Edmonds taking out the play. That is Tremaine Edmonds taking out the play. T.J. Edwards taking out the play. Kevin Byard gets blocked out the play, so that leaves little Tyreek Stevenson to try to tackle. Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs does just go up the middle right here. He does get gang tackled after moving his legs for an extra 2 yards. First down, Packers. So we got to shore up that run defense, man. It is a bit of a challenge. Again, bats like this really, really kill the Bears on the ground. And with guys like Aaron Jones, he's not washed, but he isn't as good as he is in Green Bay, but he still is a certified Bear killer. So if we're not able to stop the run and you're going to let, the Minnesota Vikings run the ball over you, let's say they're averaging 5 or 6 yards per carry, it's going to set up play action. It's going to set up those deep shots that they like to take to Jefferson or Addison, and it's going to put them in situations to put up points and able to get into the red zone. It's going to make it really, really difficult to play defense. Plus, it tires out your defense. It keeps your defense on the field for a long time. So we're going to have to find a way. Matt Eberflus, I don't know how it is, but he's going to have to find a way to get, to stop the run game of the Minnesota Vikings, because they see this on film. They see the holes that, a power running game is going to create against this defensive line. And they're going to try to exploit that. So they're going to have to find a way to shore up that run defense. The linebackers are going to have to be in their run gaps. And, we're just going to have to play with a little bit more effort on the defensive end, especially when it comes to the run game, as giving up too many explosive runs will set up explosive offense, and you never want that going into the game. So let's find a way to stop that run game. I would say honorable mention is we have to find a way to get pressure on Jordan Love. We did not have the best time getting pressure on Jordan Love. We had 1 sack, and that was because DeMarcus Walker was chasing him, and Jordan Love just decided to go out of bounds. We were unable to generate any pressure on Jordan Love in this last game, and it really, really cost us, as we're never able to generate pressure on the quarterback. Same thing with Sam Darnold. If you're going to allow him to sit back in the pocket for 6 seconds at a time and there's no pressure coming towards him, if Montez Sweat isn't going through, nobody's getting through, and that allows guys to run open in the backfield. In your back 7, as those guys can only cover for so long. So we're going to have to find a way to get pressure on this Minnesota Vikings team and put some pressure on Sam Darnold. Let me see if the if the Titans did have a sack on the day. They did. It wasn't much. They only had 2 sacks. But here's one where I think getting pressure would be nice, because this is a fumble sack here. Gun look for the Minnesota Vikings. They send a blitz, and just down goes Darnold right there. And it is a blitz. It does, put a little extra heat on there. And the Bears do like blitzing, although I think teams have adjusted to the corner blitz that they like to throw. But you see, the only reason this pressure happens is because guys beat their man. Jeffrey Simmons beats his man coming up the middle. You have the 2 edge rushers and Harold Landry, who beats his man. I don't know who number 49 is up there. I think, what's his name? Devontae Key, I think. I don't know. Is it Anthony Key? Arden Key. Okay, Arden Key. Yeah, but those guys beat their man. We couldn't beat our man one-on-one in that Packers game. And if that also creates opportunities for turnovers too. If you can get to the quarterback and force fumbles, that will set up short fields for your offense, and that will add to the turnover game as well. Everybody beats their man here. Everybody. Jeffrey Simmons, Harold Landry, Arden Key, they beat their man. It forces Darnold to try to break out of a tough sack. He forgets about the ball security and he fumbles and it's recovered by the Titans. First down Titans. Same thing. End zone look. I think this is Kenneth Murray who is coming on the blitz. But everybody beats their man. Harold Landry gets past his man. You know, Arden Key gets past his man. Jeffrey Simmons beats his man inside. Get pressure on Sam Darnold. Tries to scramble around. Forces a fumble. And Kenneth Murray recovers it. First down Titans. They take over. So if we're able to get pressure on Sam Darnold and make him make plays and force him to make tough decisions, you know, that's always a plus. And we're going to be able to get turnovers that way, and we're going to be able to create negative plays that way, because I don't feel like we did enough of that in that Packers game. Good news is the Bears still have one of the best coverage units in the NFL. The Jaguars kind of are absolute garbage, so they kind of made the Lions look a little bit better than they actually are. So I'm just going to count that the Bears are still one of the best coverage units in the NFL. It's just a matter of we're not able to get pressure, so it makes them look a lot worse than they actually are when the game actually comes on. So let's get pressure. Let's stop that run, and let's see how the game goes on Sunday. Ultimately, I would say I would have the Minnesota Vikings winning this game 26-20. The Minnesota Vikings, it's going to come down to coaching, really. And I also think the defense of Brian Flores is really, really good. He's able to set up things really, really well with his blitzes. You know, he's able to disguise coverages really well. He puts guys up at the line of scrimmage to confuse quarterbacks and offensive coordinators. That being said, I think Thomas Brown does have, you know, a pretty good game plan going into this week. If he's able to do what he did last week against a pretty good defense, with only on short notice and only half a week to prepare, I can only imagine what he's going to be able to do with the full week to prepare. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that was just a one-time thing. We'll have to see. But, you know, the key to that is we got to get the ball out of Caleb's hands quick. We got to find a way to get it to our playmakers. I feel like we need to work our run game a little bit more. But, you know, with the defense of Brian Flores, I do feel like Caleb will make some mistakes. He probably will take some sacks. And couple that with the fact that this team is much better coached with Kevin O'Connell at the head coaching position. And it seems like every time we play a divisional opponent, it doesn't come down to how the Bears play per se. It comes down to the coaching matchups. And Matt Eberflus has been getting outcoached by everybody. And it just seems like when the Bears have an opportunity to win, they don't. Just like last week, they had a chance to make the game-winning field goal. Unfortunately, it didn't go that way. Because our coach was too stupid to take the extra yards and make it an easier kick on his man. So that sucks. I do feel like the Minnesota Vikings are going to be able to run the ball a lot more efficiently against us because we do have injuries on the defensive line and we are not a good unit against the run. I feel like Sam Darnold will be able to work off that. While he might not have the crazy game, he will have a pretty good game, and I feel like the Vikings will be able to put up enough points to be able to win. So that's why I have the Bears losing 26-20. I feel like it will be a hard-fought game, as all divisional matchups are, but I do feel like with the extra coaching that the Vikings have, the good coaches, the good assistants, you know, the overall influx of talent, and the way that they're able to run the ball and get Sam Darnold comfortable early in games, couple that with our lack of pressure on getting on the quarterback, and I feel like they will be able to put up points and they will be able to win this game. So I have the Minnesota Vikings winning 26-20. You know, but let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. Who do you guys have winning this game? Do you have the Vikings or do you have the Bears? Let me know how and why in the comment section. But I'm gonna get up out of here, guys. It's gonna be a tough game. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to see how Caleb continues to develop under Thomas Brown. So I'm going to get up out of here. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing to the channel and liking the stream or video if you can. Make sure you guys hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I drop one of these streams. Follow me on social media, as there's bound to always be discussion about the Bears. I also want to start back up my boxing content, so be looking out for that. I probably will go back to the usual system of videos, midweek videos, of edited videos in the midweek. But I feel like you guys do enjoy these streams as well. I also have a gaming stream coming up later this week. I will be playing Call of Duty on Thursday, so make sure you guys tune in for that. But yeah, make sure you guys go sign up for the giveaway. The instructions are in the pinned comment of that video I showed you earlier. And yeah, make sure you guys get in that and get eligible. Hit the notification bell, as I will be announcing winners on December the 2nd. And you know what? I'm out of here, guys. Thank you for watching. Peace.